Hey y'all, Money Rex here. How you guys doing today? Alright, anyway. Ooh. As far as my last segment goes, uh, I like old world tastes, and everybody needs to do their own research as far as uh, what kind of taste or what kind of woods to use, and this, that, and the other. Uh, I'm a little bit different. Make sure that if you're going to use wood, that you uh, that you do some sort of research, because there are some woods that you do not want to burn. I will always still use pine. I don't smoke with it. Can't stand that taste, but I will cook with it. Anyway, I want to get back to this. One of my viewers is having a hard time with roofers. Now, roofing can seem like a daunting idea, but really, if you know what you're looking for, you can pretty much take. A monkey can do it, as long as it's not bigger than a 612 pitch. And what a 612 pitch is for every 12 feet it comes out, it drops down 6 feet. That's 612. So, I mean, if it's bigger than, if it's 612 or bigger, you really want to have professionals do it, because yeah, you can slide off real easy if you're not using jacks or toe boards and stuff like that. But this is a quick educational thing. I'm going to teach you guys some real easy stuff that most videos will take hours to tell you about. I'm going to try to do it in looks like about 10 minutes or so. Okay, so I've already described 612, 512, 412. For every 12 feet it comes out, it drops down however far. Okay, so you got that. Then you have your fascia board, and that's the board that runs along the front of the house that you mostly look at. Then you have your drip edge, and that's that little metal piece that you see on the outside of houses that lines the house. It's really easy stuff to cut and to take care of. And once you have your decking, and that's your plywood that goes up, once that's down, then you put your drip edge. And flashing is anytime it's a metal piece, however wide they're using, to go around obstacles on top of your house. Or I also use flashing when going down valleys, and valleys is when it comes down like that. That's a valley. Your hip is like when you have a house like this, that it looks like you have your ridge cap. There's a long piece that comes up on top of here that goes the whole length of your house. Sometimes, mostly that's your longest running top source. Anyway, and then your hip, if it comes out like that, it looks like a hip, and that's your hip. So you have your hip and ridge, and then you have your tar paper that comes in different poundage. Yeah, the 40, 60, 80, or 90. I don't know. It's been a while. But if you live in a high snow or high rain, you really do want the higher poundage for obviously reasons. I mean, the heavier it is, the longer, the more it can withstand, if done right. Now, heritage shingles are what when so if say heritage shingles or something like that. It's just a type of shingle. I mean, you have your 3-tab, and you have, which is really outdated anymore, and then you have your heritage shingles, and you really don't want to skimp on that either. And you really want to buy like your Sherman Williams or something like that, a good, decent, strong shingle, and make sure that that all that you're using 4 nails across each shingle, except for, of course, on your cut pieces. But you need a 4 here, and then when you put the other shingle on, if you do it exactly as the diagram tells you, then you'll see that you put another 4 here. That gives you 8 nails holding this one shingle on, and it works out awesome. It really helps. It's not like 3 shingle. I mean, it's better than 6. Obviously, I come from Tornado Alley, and when I did roofs, I went ahead and I put after I nailed my decking on, I put 4 screws in this, and it's usually in the middle of each sheet and at the top of each sheet extra, because okay, nails are really good at tensile strength, both this way and that way, but I mean, you can pull nails out easy. Well, not easy, but easier. So I like to put screws in like this. That helps keep the roof from lifting. I did that as a courtesy when I did it, just because I like more safety, and that was after each sheet was nailed down. Screws have a great tensile strength this way, but they have absolutely hardly any this way. I mean, if you get a screw and you screw it through a board, you can smack it, the end with a hammer, and it'll break. But you can't hardly pull them out. So, like I said, I did that as a courtesy. You have your dormers, which is you have your regular roof, and it cuts out, and then all these little pieces of whatever. Some of them are decorative, some of them are functional, but they're just little extrusions from the house that look like, well, you can basically look like little bitty houses that have their own roofs and valleys and stuff like that. So that's a dormer. And shingles are really easy to cut. You have your hook blades and stuff like that. I mean, like I said, I had my own construction business for a long time, and then divorce, and then I got my own roofing business up until the rules changed out here. So, that being that said, I just got retired after falling out of off of a dock and busting up my back, and I had it was 3 strokes in 2 months, or was it 4 strokes? I don't remember. Anyway, so besides all this schizophrenia and stuff, that I learned to deal with as far as that goes. But yeah, anyway. But if you're going with like a metal roof, of course, don't let that don't let the terminology boggle you, because you have, I mean, a brake is anytime a brake is a piece of machinery, and sometimes handheld, and it comes up like 6 and 12, 18 and bigger, and some of the sizes vary depending on, I mean, what's being done. Anyway, all it does is bend the metal uniformly. That's what a brake is. And your outside edges are when where it comes up like that, and your inside edges are when these down. Well, you can pretty much tell inside and outside. But, don't let these things confuse you. And then if you have any questions as far as that goes, then you can go ahead and ask me. Oh, and a square is a 10 by 10 section. When people are talking about like a 5 square, that's 5 10 by 10 sections. I mean, and it takes 3 bundles of shingles for a square. So, and you can pretty much tell if you know how to do if you know how to calculate an area or whatever. You can do your own measurements and so you know what a square is. So don't let things confuse you. If, like I said, if you have any questions, go ahead and ask me, or you get on your cell phones and look this stuff up, and you'll find out what a whirlybird is, or a vent cap, all kinds of different. There are all kinds of different terminologies, and it doesn't have to be confusing. And you don't let people, especially contractors and subcontractors, sometimes the worst, bully you. If you know what you're talking about, you're like, no, you know, they come out and they start doing measurement. You're like, no, it's like, you know, 5 square. It's got 2 valleys. It's got 4 hips. It's, you know, you can. Pretty soon they start respecting you. If you know all of this stuff, and you know how to calculate an area and all of this, you can go ahead and buy your own material, and then when they come out, you know, you're not out that material. You'll just say, look, put the roof on, and I'll pay you when it's done. All the materials here, all you have to do is the labor, and it shouldn't take any longer. A good roofing crew can put a deck and a roof on in 3 days, and that should be max. I mean, it's crazy. Unless, of course, it's bigger than a 6/12 pitch, then it takes probably a little extra to do it. Anyway, this is my informational video on roofs. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment. I will get back to you. Like I said, if it comes to construction or something, go ahead, leave a comment. I can probably answer it. I will, over time, share my knowledge as far as building stuff goes. Yeah, anyway, my 4 counties this morning are under tornado watch for another 5 hours. So, hope we don't get any here. But like I said, we live in a valley, which protects us, for the most part, from the weather. Anyway, money rocks! Love you guys.